What's up, everybody? My name is Kenneth, and I am a foreigner living in the Philippines, here today to react and learn to how the KKK started a whole country. I'm hoping this will explain what this KKK letters that I always see in the Philippines actually mean. Because in the West, in Norway, Europe, and America, KKK means something very different and very bad. But I know already it's nothing bad in the Philippines, but I don't know exactly what it is about. So that's why I thought it would be interesting to sit down and watch this video with you guys and learn about what it is. But before we get into that, I want to apologize for not uploading for 5 days. After the earthquake in the Philippines, we lost power on and off. It was very unstable. And on top of that, I've been traveling. So it's been very much impossible for me to make a video, even though I really wanted to. But here we are. So yeah, we're back to daily uploads now. I'm so sorry for the 5 day wait. So yeah, guys, without further ado, let's get right into this video. Let's go.
This is what shaped the Philippines as we know it today. In fact, this flag with only 3 letters is so important in the country's history that its presence can be seen everywhere to glorify.
Yeah, it just looks very strange for me, especially like on a red background. It looks like evil almost. Because that's what we're taught here. Like, it means something very, very different here.
Its honor. And I know, you might be thinking of something else. No, this is not the Ku Klux Klan. This is the...
Right, yeah, this is what I'm thinking about when I read KKK. So yeah, very interesting.
Kataas-taasang kagalang-galangang katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan. The Katipunan existed to unite the Philippine Islands into...
I'm not pronouncing that, sorry guys. I'll call it KKK, huh? I'm not saying that, sorry.
one single nation. This group played a crucial role in ending the Spanish colonial era of 333 years and served as a catalyst for identity and nationalism. This is how the Katipunan gave birth to a nation. First, let's clear up something about the KKK that exists in the West. The Ku Klux Klan is not related to the Katipunan. The Ku Klux Klan was founded in the US as a white supremacist group in 1865 after the Americans...
Yeah, I didn't think it was, but still, I haven't heard of any other KKK than this clan. So, to me, I was very confused when I first saw those letters.
Civil War, while the Katipunan was a secret society founded in 1892 with the goal of ending Spanish colonialism in the Philippines and establishing a united Philippine government. During the Spanish era, the Philippines experienced the exploitation of its resources, as well as the discrimination between Filipinos. However, Spanish colonization also brought benefits to the Philippines, such as new infrastructure, education, and government, while many Filipinos became accustomed to the presence of Spanish influence.
And a lot of beautiful buildings, like see here. But I think a lot of this was destroyed in World War II. I know a little bit about that because I went to some museum or whatever, but I don't know if that's true, but you don't see that many buildings looking like this. I think although in Zamboanga city, the city in the Philippines where they speak Spanish, I think you can still see a lot of these buildings there, if I'm not wrong. I'd love to visit there.
There were those who favored independence. This is where the Katipunan comes into play. During the 1800s, tensions between Spanish colonization were increasing. On July 3, 1892, Jose Rizal and other members, including Andres Bonifacio, established the La Liga Filipina. Its primary purpose was to provide aid, promote unity and cooperation among Filipinos, and advocate for political reforms with the Spanish government. Jose Rizal is widely believed to be the...
But that's not the same as the Katipunan, right? Sorry if I said it wrong. So I don't think Jose Rizal was in the Katipunan, right? I don't know.
Greatest catalyst for Philippine nationalism due to his significant efforts in creating peaceful reforms. However, Spanish authorities viewed the existence of the La Liga Filipina as a threat and arrested Rizal on July 6, 1892, just 3 days after its establishment. The next day, July 7, 1892, in this very house, former members Deodato Arellano, Ladislao Diwa, Teodoro Plata, Andres Bonifacio, Jose Dizon, and Valentin Diaz organized the kataas-taasang kagalang-galangang katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan, known as...
I've heard about Bonifacio, but these other names I haven't heard of. Is Bonifacio also like really important? Or is he on the money or something? I don't know, I've just heard that name. But I don't know anything about him. Maybe I should learn more about that also.
the Katipunan for short, or the KKK. This translates to Supreme and Honorable Society of the Children of the Nation. The word
Katipunan, I can say that. That's fine.
Katipunan itself comes from the Tagalog term tipon, meaning gathering or to gather. Unlike Jose Rizal's peaceful goals with the La Liga Filipina, the Katipunan had four main objectives: forging a brotherhood among its members, uniting Filipinos as a unified nation, achieving Philippine independence through armed conflict or revolution, and establishing a republic once independence was secured. Initially, the Katipunan was strictly kept secret to
Now I kind of get it. So Rizal tried to do things peacefully, and they killed him. So then the people who were working with him or like on the same page, they were like, it's not gonna work doing this peacefully. So they formed the Katipunan to actually try and achieve independence through a revolution, even if it means war, basically. Got it, right. And what's this picture here? I don't understand what I'm looking at. Is this a soldier? Like the corpse of a soldier? Is this like a knife they would have? Or is this like an emblem? I don't understand what this is.
avoid being purged by the Spaniards. Before 1896, its focus was on gaining support, and its existence spread secretly through the surrounding provinces of Manila, with the number of members increasing over the years. By 1895, Andres Bonifacio assumed the position of Supremo, or President of the Katipunan. It was at this time that the Katipunan intensified its preparation.
Maybe that's why I've heard of him, because he was the Supremo, I guess the leader of the Katipunan. I think he's on the coins, but I might be wrong.
For an armed revolution. The Katipunan utilized newspapers as a means to secretly gain support. Prominent members within the Katipunan such as Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, and Dr. Pio Valenzuela aimed to spread the society's revolutionary thoughts and ideals through their works. In 1896, while Rizal was still in exile in Dapitan, Andres Bonifacio and his counselors decided to seek the advice of Jose Rizal regarding an armed revolution. Dr. Valenzuela.
They arrested him, but they didn't kill him yet. He was sent to exile first, right? But still, they were going against Rizal's will then, right? Because they wanted the armed, maybe violent if necessary, revolution, and Rizal wanted a strictly peaceful one. If I'm understanding that correctly. Interesting.
Visited Rizal, but Rizal greatly rejected the idea of a revolution, believing that the Filipino people were simply not ready yet for such a war, and that they needed to collect arms and funds first. That was also the last time the Katipunan would ever have contact with Rizal, as he was executed on December 30, 1896. But
okay, so Rizal wasn't against it. He just said, we're not ready, we need more guns and money, basically. And so he didn't say, no, we can never do that. He said, if you do it now, you'll fail. So, okay, that makes sense.
Despite Rizal's rejection, the Katipunan continued its efforts to address the arms supply problem and smuggle weapons from Japan, who was then friendly towards the Philippines. Andres Bonifacio attempted to purchase weapons from Japan, but did not have enough.
Katipunan negotiated with a Japanese officer on Battleship Congo. Wow. Is this a real photo? That's so cool. So that I contact Japanese officers to like buy weapons? That's really cool.
Funds. Unfortunately, a simple wage dispute between two Katipuneros working at a Spanish-owned printing press named Diario de Manila, Apolonio de la...
okay. Japan wanted them to be independent or try to have the US out of the region at least. So they helped them with guns. That makes sense.
Cruz and Teodoro Patino led to Patino seeking revenge by revealing the secrets of the Katipunan to his sister Honoria. Honoria was deeply upset by the revelation and reported this to her superiors, which pressured Patino to confess everything to a friar. Patino betrayed the Katipunan, disclosed what he knew about it, prompting the authorities to investigate the printing press, where they found
movie Andres Bonifacio. So here is Bonifacio, right? Must be some really important person. Maybe I should watch this movie. That'd be nice.
The Katipunan's documents. The discovery of the Katipunan would be Andres Bonifacio's signal to start fighting. In a symbolic act of rebellion, Bonifacio and members of the Katipunan began tearing their cedulas as a visible act of rebellion, which is now known as the Cry of Pugadla.
What tearing what? What is that they're tearing? I didn't catch that. Is that like a passport of that age? Like some documents? I don't know.
During that time, the cedula was a document
sorry,
that
they're
every
explaining it now.
Filipino was required to carry as proof of their identity
Wow.
and payment of taxes to the Spanish authorities. Like the breaking of the chains of oppression, tearing the cedula was like the assertion of national identity. On August 30, the
Wow, okay. So it's, yeah, I was right. It was like a document, but actually showed you like pay tax and stuff. So tearing that, saying, no, I'm not gonna pay tax to your government anymore, we're not gonna be a part of that anymore. That's really nice.
Katipunan initiated an attack on the Spanish soldiers guarding the powder magazine, known as the Battle of San Juan del Monte, or Battle of
Wow, and they have a shrine here today. So that's the first battle that happened. So the Katipunan actually started everything. The independence of the country, wow.
Pinaglabanan. During this battle, the Katipuneros aimed to cripple Spanish resources in Manila and gather weapons. Despite their courage and determination, the Katipuneros only fought with basic weapons.
Wow, they had machete, some had guns, and then they had this bamboo thing. But still, they fought with everything they had, and it worked.
Such as the bolo and bamboo spears against the rifles of some Spanish soldiers and
Filipino civil guards, Spanish Guardia Civil. Okay. Wow, so these are Filipino people conscripted by the Spanish. So these are working for the Spanish, I guess. And they have guns and everything. Huh.
conscripted Filipino guards. Even if Andres Bonifacio got the upper hand, he suffered hundreds of casualties, and eventually a large number of Spanish reinforcements consisting of Filipino conscripts pushed them further back, forcing...
And why would these Filipinos, work for the Spanish and help crush the revolution of their own country? It's a lot of I would expect Spanish soldiers to meet them, but no, it's Filipinos. It's kind of strange, right?
The retreat, the Katipunan failed its objective and lost its very first battle. But news of the
Wow. So the first battle was actually lost because the reinforcements came.
battle reached other provinces in Manila, where other insurgent groups were organized and started attacking the Spaniards. Other battles were organized in the surrounding provinces in the following months, but the Katipunan, being ill-equipped, composing of undertrained ordinary people,
Yeah, with bamboo sticks. How can you win that against guns?
and disorganized command endured a series of losses with a handful of victories. In response to the events of the Philippine Revolution, Spanish
Early prisoners of the Filipino Revolution in 1896. It's very nice of them to include pictures like this. It really makes you feel like you're there almost. Really cool that we still have these photos.
authorities executed prisoners and captured prominent members of the Katipunan. Spanish reinforcements also arrived to attempt to restore order in the colony. The towns and cities that supported the Katipunan were given symbolic names to reflect their allegiance. During the course of the revolution,
Wow.
a division
Is he gonna give an example of that? I want to see what towns were renamed and to what and why.
arose between two factions in Cavite, the Magdiwang, led
Here we
by
have another
General Mariano
faction.
Alvarez, which closely supported Andres Bonifacio, and the Magdalo, led by General Baldomero Aguinaldo. On March 22, 1897, just a year after the Katipunan's first battle, in a convention held in Cavite, the revolutionaries gathered to establish a unified revolutionary government to
Right, yeah, I was gonna say, having all these factions, they all want the same goal, but they're all split for some reason. It seems very inefficient. They should make one large faction, right? And that's exactly what they're doing. Amazing.
address this division. Now, this new government needs to elect new leaders. But the more popular member of the elite, Emilio Aguinaldo, was elected as the president of the revolutionary government, defeating Andres Bonifacio, one of the founders of the Katipunan himself, who instead became the Secretary of Interior, the lowest of the leaders.
Really? How does that happen? He got the lowest position and he started everything? And a popular general got to be the president? Interesting. I wonder what he thought about that.
During this election at Tejeros, which is widely believed to be manipulated by Aguinaldo's faction in their own favor,
Really?
Andres Bonifacio
Yeah, that makes sense. So the first Filipino election was rigged. What? Maybe, we don't know, but he said widely believed, so I'm gonna say that.
Andres Bonifacio still adhered to the rules of the election and was about to accept his defeat and his new position as the lowest of the newly elected leaders, but was disputed by a man named Daniel Tirona, stating that Andres Bonifacio is uneducated and that the position of Director of Interior, even at the lowest position, should require a law degree. This angered Bonifacio and almost threatened.
Wow. So this guy was angry that he even got the lowest position because he didn't have a law degree or something. Wow. So Bonifacio, I don't know, what do Filipinos think about this? Like, which side do you take? Is Bonifacio right or Aguinaldo? Like, is this a big debate in the Philippines?
To shoot Tirona, but Tirona fled the room. Bonifacio then declared the results of the convention null and void, asserting his authority as the Supremo of the Katipunan. Despite Bonifacio's objections, Aguinaldo and the other officers took their oath of office the following day in Santa Cruz de Malabon, excluding Bonifacio. Bonifacio and a few other.
Interesting. So there's already like power struggles in the Philippines and strifes and corruption. Wow. So I do really wonder, guys. Please let me know. For average Filipinos, like, which side do they take? Like, who is right here? Bonifacio or Eguando? Sorry, I can't pronounce his name.
Others issued the Acta de
Aguinaldo, I think.
Tejeros, which denounces the events at the Tejeros Convention as disorderly and marred by deception. They also signed the Naik Military Agreement, branding the actions at Tejeros as treasonous. However, by that time, and as a result of the election, Andres Bonifacio is no longer in charge, and instead, President Aguinaldo and his officers. As a result, Andres Bonifacio and his brother Procopio were the ones arrested instead for treason, and with General Aguinaldo's approval, they were executed on May 10, 1897.
What? The guy who started the Philippine Revolution, the reason you got independence, you reward him by executing him. Do Filipinos like support this? Maybe I don't understand it. Maybe he did something wrong here. I don't know, but it seems very strange to me. He started the Katipunan, started the independence movement, and he got executed. Please explain that to me.
At Mount Buntis in Maragondon, Cavite, the Bonifacio brothers were buried in an unmarked grave, and their bodies are still undiscovered today.
Really? So the hero of the revolution got started. We don't even know where his body is. Wow.
Katipunan was dissolved and merged into Aguinaldo's revolutionary government, which is largely considered as the first Philippine Republic. While the Katipunan was short-lived, it sowed the seeds for nationalism and represented the aspirations and determination of the Filipino people to achieve independence and self-governance. It promoted pride in Filipino heritage, emphasizing the Philippines as a distinct nation.
At least they have some monuments, like they were remembered good by history. Very sad ending though.
Over time, the KKK's ideals and actions became intertwined with the broader narrative of Philippine nation. The courage, determination, and sacrifices of the Katipuneros inspired future generations of Filipino revolutionaries, shaping the identity of the Philippine nation. Today, the KKK serves as a historical symbol of the Philippine struggle for independence and its people's unwavering spirit in the pursuit of freedom and self-determination.
Amazing. And that is the end of this video. I really enjoyed this video. It was a really good video. It's by Jonas Tayaban. I'm gonna give this a like. This was really good. It cleared up a lot of things, and I learned a lot of Philippine history that I didn't know also. Still have a lot of questions, so if you could help me with that, and let me know in the comments. Also, guys, if you wanna suggest something you want me to react to, then also you can let me know in the comments and I'll check it out. And if I end up reacting to it, I'll give you credit, of course. So guys, I upload daily videos starting from now. And me reacting to the Philippines, learning about history, culture, anything, you name it. So if you like this sort of content, please subscribe and like this video. And I'll make more for you. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.